Good afternoon, boys and girls. I'm here for Mrs. Disidore's 4th and 5th grade read aloud of Skellig. I have my middle daughter, Colette.
Hi.
Say hi. She's 8 years old. She's in 3rd grade. So she wanted to poke her head in and say hello to everyone. So, okay, I'll see you later. Okay, so we left off yesterday with, we got a little bit more information about the creature or the man living in the garage. Okay, and Michael has been talking to him a lot and bringing him things that he needs. One of the things he asked for was aspirin because it sounds like he's in a lot of pain from arthritis. Arthritis is what happens to your joints. Joints are wherever you can bend. So joints are in your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, your knees, ankles. Okay, so whatever this thing is, it suffers from arthritis, and it can be very painful. So Michael brought him aspirin. He also brought him number 27 and 53, which we learned was Chinese food. So he has some favorite Chinese food, which is kind of interesting. How does he know about Chinese food? I don't know. So it sounds like Michael wants to help him and isn't scared of him. I would freak out if I saw something living in the back of my garage. I know that, but not Michael. So we are going to go on to chapter 11. And we also learned that Michael sneaks out later, early in the morning when it's still dark out to go into the garage. Kind of when it's just starting to turn light, so it's early in the morning. I'd say maybe 4 in the morning, while his parents are sleeping. His baby sister, who's having some health issues, is also sleeping because they don't want him in there, that's for sure. And he wants to keep this a secret, it seems. Okay, chapter 11. Next morning, Dad said he could hardly move. He was all bent over. He said his back was killing him. He was stiff as a board. "Where's those aspirin?" he yelled down the stairs. Mom laughed. "All this exercise will do him good," she said. "It'll get that fat off him." He yelled again. "I said, where's those aspirin?" I kissed the baby and ran to catch the bus to school. Michael knows that aspirin is in the garage. That morning we had science. Our teacher showed us a poster of our ancestors, of the endless shape changing that had led to us. There were monkeys and apes, the long line of ape-like creatures in between, then us. It showed how we began to stand straighter, how we lost most of our hair, how we began to use tools, how our heads changed shape to hold our big brains. Coot whispered it was all a load of rubbish. His dad had told him there was no way that monkeys could turn into men, just had to look at them. Stands to reason. I asked our science teacher if we keep on changing shape, and he said, "Who knows, Michael? Maybe evolution will go on forever. Maybe we'll go on changing forever." "I don't believe it," whispered Coot. We drew the skeleton of an ape and the skeleton of a man. I remembered what Mina had said, and I looked really closely at the poster. I put my hand up and said, "What are shoulder blades for, sir?" Mr. Ruspin crinkled his face up. He reached behind his back and felt his shoulder blades and smiled. "I know what my mother used to tell me," he said. "But to be honest, I really haven't got a clue." Afterward, Coot hunched his shoulders up and lowered his head and stuck out his chin. He lurched through the corridor, grunting and running at the girls. Lucy Carr started screaming. "Stop it, you pig!" she said. Coot just laughed. "Pig?" said Coot. "I'm not a pig. I'm a gorilla." And he ran at her again. In the yard, when I played football, I realized how tired I was with being awake so much during the night. Leaky, my friend, kept asking what was the matter with me. I was playing like crap. Mrs. Danville came again when I was standing by myself at the side of the field. "What's up?" she said. "Nothing." "And how's the little one?" "Fine." I looked at the ground. "Sometimes I think she stops breathing," I said. Then I look at her and she's fine. "Oh, so that tells you that Michael worries about her." "She'll be fine," she said. "You'll see. Babies so often bring worry with them into the world. But you'll be wrestling with her before you know where you are." She touched me on the shoulder. For a moment I wondered about telling her about the man in the garage. Then I saw Leaky looking, so I shrugged her off and I ran back, yelling, I'm back in. I want to play. It was a dozy afternoon. Some easy math, then Miss Clark's reading us another story, this time about Ulysses and his men trapped in the cave with the one-eyed monster. I was nearly asleep when she told us how they had escaped by pretending to be sheep. I took my skeleton picture home. I kept looking at it on the bus. There was an ugly guy sitting beside me with a Jack Russell on his knee. A Jack Russell's a little dog. He smelled of pee and pipe smoke. "What's that?" he said. "Picture of what we used to be like long ago," I said. "Can't say I remember that," he said, "and I'm pretty ancient." He started going on about how he'd seen a monkey in a circus in his young days. They trained it to make tea, but it was nothing like a person, really. But maybe it had just been practicing. There was spit dribbling at the side of his mouth. I could see he wasn't all there. "There's a man in our garage," I said when he'd shut up. "Eh?" he said. The Jack Russell yapped. He put his hand around his mouth. He seemed to be thinking hard. "Hey," he said again. "And there was the loveliest lass on the trapeze. You could swear she could nearly fly." So you could tell this man, he told the secret to him. Why? Why did he tell, out of all people, this man on the bus? And I'm thinking it's probably because this man he's not right in the head. So it's not like he's even hearing him. Okay, because then he's just in his own thoughts remembering the circus. So that's probably why he gave that information to him. Okay, so we are going to stop there for today. Tomorrow we will do chapter 12, and we'll move on with this mystery of who this man is. What is he doing there? We have so many questions, I know, boiling over into our brains. So hopefully some of them will get answered. Maybe you have some predictions too. So I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you're all doing well. And please know I miss you so, so much. So stay well, be healthy, stay safe, and stay positive. We'll be together soon. Miss y'all.